We're going. We're going. We got approved. I'm so ready. Oh, so happy.
I think everyone has this one city that they absolutely love. For some, it's New York. For others, Paris or maybe London. Everyone has this one city that feels almost nostalgic, even if you have never been there. For me, it's Tokyo. Tokyo has a distinct look that almost no other city can replicate. You know, a city achieves big aesthetic when even utility poles look pretty. Meanwhile, most cities in the world are trying to go for the New York look with the huge buildings and the whole grid-style streets, which are really practical but look a little bit artificial at times. Tokyo is more like this. I love the cozy feeling that most of the streets in Tokyo have. If you go around the city, you will encounter so many beautiful narrow streets designed around pedestrians, and it's because they put people over cars. Cars just have to squeeze in places they can fit. So walking is absolutely amazing there. You encounter so many new areas and neighborhoods all the time that it gives the feeling of never running out of things to see. I love the fact that you can go to every place walking and using trains. In my current city, some days I have this feeling of not wanting to go anywhere because to go to any place I have to take a car, and that's really depressing because I love to walk, but sometimes it's not worth it. The city is not designed to be fully walkable. The number of cars passing through all the time, the not so safe vibe you get while walking in some streets, the weird homeless people trying to get your attention.
We're alive!
Sometimes it's just not worth it. I never felt this way in Tokyo. During my whole life, I have been feeling that I don't really belong in the place I was born to. I live in Chile, a country that's okay compared to other countries, also called third world countries. Most people here have an okay life. There are plenty of young people here. We have huge variety in supermarkets. The technology is surprisingly not that expensive, not cheap at the level of the United States, but we are pretty okay having in mind that we are a tiny country of just 19 million people. The prices of food are high, but at least it's still kind of viable to buy a house compared to other countries where regular houses are getting all over $1 million. And even though the minimum salary is kind of a joke, most people here live an okay life, but it's still not enough. Since I could remember, I always wanted to live in another place. I always felt a little bit weird here, and even though I met so many people, I rarely felt like I belong. The things I value in life are different than most people here. I'm so special and unique. I always feel like I have to tune into a different frequency to be around people, and most of the time I feel a bit like an outsider in my own country. Here I'm in a place where most people find no value in improving themselves, where most people don't want to think more than necessary. Most people simply seem not to care about these things. I struggle to find people with the same desire to go to other places. People here seem really content with living in the same place they were born, and I can count with just one hand the times that I have met someone who shares similar goals in life, or at least have the same level of curiosity for things. And the truth is that I feel kind of lonely. I always desire this sense of community. I desire sharing goals and projects with people and work alone to obtain them. I desire to be able to talk about anything without feeling judged. Luckily, I have an amazing girlfriend who is also my best friend, with whom I can experience a lot of things with, but still, I want real friends. So I'm kind of in an over-analyzing crisis that made me think, will it be the best to leave Chile? Will I find the things I'm searching for, or will I have the same feeling of misunderstanding that I had here? I'm not sure, but whining would never get me anywhere. So I started traveling. And after like 104 hours watching walking videos, I finally went with my brother to Japan. And we stayed there for 1 month. We rented a small Airbnb in Kamiyamacho. And we cooked a lot to save money. So what do I think after spending a whole month there? There's probably no other city like Tokyo, to be honest. I love when things are well thought out. Most things in Tokyo just simply work. I personally love how the trains work. You can easily live there without ever needing a car. Tokyo is one of the most walkable cities I have been into, and really easy to ride on a bike too. It's just a joy to simply walk. Basically, the whole place is set up to make life easy. For example, the reflective things in corners. Here, cars park too close to corners, and you can never see shit before passing a stop sign. There, they have these convex mirrors everywhere, so that's not a problem. And I think it's on the little details where you can appreciate the true master IQ Japanese people have. They have condoms for umbrellas, so you don't leave everything wet in stores.
NANI?!
They have fare adjustment kiosk before the gates. They have these little melodies with the train announcements that are forever burned into my mind, especially the ones in the Yamanote line. They have machines that make everything easier everywhere. I love having convenience stores everywhere with no homeless people inside.
Sir?
Everything just works.
That's not possible.
I was constantly impressed by how they already thought about everything in advance. This is one of the most important points for me. I absolutely loved how safe I felt in Tokyo. You know this thing we cannot do anywhere now called walking at night? Walking at night without thinking at every moment that I could get mugged and killed was something really amazing. I love being able to carry around a camera and not feel unsafe. Even something so simple as leaving Amazon orders on doors will be impossible in Chile without getting them stolen, and I saw multiple of them chilling on the outside of houses, and I think that speaks so well of Japanese society. Of course, sometimes the most horrendous and perverted crime ever happens in Japan, and you cannot buy cell phones with the ability to mute the chatter sound because people took too many pictures of schoolgirls, but no place is perfect. Every place has a huge list of contrasts. No place is perfect. The thing is, I'm completely aware of the negatives of Tokyo. I know sometimes foreigners have a hard time blending into Japanese society. The work mindset is ridiculous. The whole bureaucracy thing that's really out of place in a country that's so-called futuristic. The difficult language and all that sort of things. But when you finally find a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel at peace, I don't think
A cons
this
list
will ever outweigh the pros of being in a place that you love. I think Tokyo is the perfect place for someone chill that enjoys pretty things and respectful people. So if you want to live in Tokyo, think in small steps to be able to do that, and then just give it a try. You may finally find your place in the world or not, and in that case, you just have to keep trying. So that will be all, my fellow gamers and lesbians. I declare you a lesbian now. You can subscribe and increase my dopamine, or just leave a like. I would love to read your experiences or what you have to say in the comments, even if it is just a meme. Take care, good luck, and bye bye.